I was not planning on streaming. Like everyone was like on their phone and I didn't like it. I was like looking at my phone too much. I went to dinner to not look at my phone. I went with a group of people. I thought it was disgusting. I'm so allergic, like I sitting at the computer looking at a screen doing Excel spreadsheets does not bother me. It's the phone. The phone is the problem. The FOMO, the like never ending like, oh, I have to look at it just because the real world sucks. Like, no, it's amazing. But other people on their phone kind of need to pay it forward. Like we're doing humanity a service by putting down our phone. I overate today. For the first time in a while on the diet. I lowered my vitamin D because I have not had blood work. I'm a little scared. 100,000 IUs a day. I had a cup of coffee today. Had a cheese was in my sandwich. Like, okay, lower it. You might get kidney stones. Get some blood work. So there's that. But I don't know. One day of calcium. Hopefully I'm okay with just 10,000 IUs of vitamin D. Maybe not. But I just felt down. So I thought I'd stream to like therapeutically to get it out of me. Talk about, the ways of the world. Jeffrey Epstein. How he was banned from Xbox Live in 2013 for harassment or inappropriate language, all of the above. They don't really give you the tight TOS like specifics. They just give you the whole thing. Like one of those violations applies to you. What do you think he did though? I know the immediate like presumption is like something like weird, provocative with like a girl that's playing like the Arc Raiders version back then. I don't know. Fortnite was in 2013. No, it wasn't. So I don't even remember what was around that back then. Alien Isolation came out around then on Xbox. That was a great game. The sequel's finally being made. I like those little games where you are in a place isolated that you can't escape and there's something chasing you. I think that's awesome. I think like the Jason the video game was very popular for that reason. The whole thing was pretty awesome. And you're on this like derelict spacecraft and there's like another one docked and the aliens are one part and you have to use like a motion sensor just like in the movies. That's an awesome game. He probably wasn't recruiting. He probably was just like talking shit like everybody else. But because of the tone of his voice with the microphone, they like it's extra creepy when you talk the same way as everybody else, but you're an old man. Like, oh, get this creep out of here. Like, I'm going to spank your mom. And she's going to say, thank you. You can call me dad. And it's like, shut up. It's like report. What's that Russian? The Russian chess player. What's his name? He's like, do the procedure. This guy? Daniel, Russian chess bully. What was it? Yeah, Kramnik. This guy, Kramnik, Grandmaster playing online, accused this kid. What was his name? Daniel something? This accused him of cheating. The guy committed suicide in North Carolina. I want to get his name because it's disrespectful. Hold on. Suicide. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Dude. It's like a chess opening. Suicide chess, North Carolina. that's going to be like a whole thing. It's Daniel Naroditsky. Yeah, it's like suicide, North Carolina. That's an opening. I'm like, okay, it's an opening. It should be now, like, to honor him. This is a well, this is called Naroditsky. You know, to talk about how the person died. No one really wants, you know, it's too specific. Everyone wants to know. But once they know, they don't want to be reminded of it. Like TMZ reports, so-and-so died, black person, pneumonia. It was AIDS. But, you know, it's this is very specific. Not many people die during chess. I hear that you can burn 6,000 calories sitting it down and playing like a long-form game of chess over hours. I don't know if I buy that because of the mental concentration. But certainly you're not like offing yourself because of chess. It's not very common. In this case, it's complicated. But this guy, Krumnick, accuses everyone of cheating. Someone can play near... I played 90%, no, 88%, 88.6% accuracy the other day. My rating was 1,500 or a little bit more, 1,650, I think it was, of like the projected rating for the valuation from chess.com the other day. I was proud of that. You know, I'm trying to get out of this brain fog and all this like stress in my head. Earlier in the year, it was very scary, and I was like really struggling with ice packs, having to go to bed like all the time on my spine, doing like conference calls where I have to take a belt, wrap it around, and put an ice pack on my spine so the swelling didn't go to my head. And I don't know what's happening right now, whether taking neurosteroids is helping, the vitamin D, or just the testosterone slightly lower. I don't know. But I can feel a little fog coming in. Is it because of the calcium? It's so scary. I don't want to have toxicity. Can you imagine, like, you find out there's this procedure, protocol, where you take a lot of vitamin D. It helps with your immune system. You're too busy to go to the doctor, and you die from calcium doses or calcium poisoning or whatever the fuck it is. I don't think that's it. I think you just get, like, some weird neurological symptoms, and then you get kidney stones, and that goes through your urethra, like a pellet of like a stone, little pebble. You could skip across a lake, and you have to pee that out. Ouch. Yeah. So, but there's something to it because I was feeling it real strong, but I was like didn't get blood work done. I was kind of scared. Like 100,000 IUs, 1,000 IUs per kilogram ish. Don't tell you how much I weigh. I've lost weight. I've definitely lost weight. But I had like a cheese on my sandwich today. I had a coffee. I lowered everything just because I'm not doing high dose right now. I'll do some like 10,000 maintenance dose, so don't scare my body too much. But I'll wait till I can get blood work done. Hopefully get blood work done before my next trip. But like the neuroinflammation, it's not funny, man. Like you just like do things you don't normally do. You do things like your memory's not right. You think you did something, you didn't do it. Like important things. And you're taking androgens to fight the neuroinflammation so that you can function, but you're not yourself. And it masks the problem. It's like cloudy. Dude. Like my friends that have like long COVID, or not saying like all my friends have long COVID, it makes it seem like I'm in like a circle jerk of, mental illness. Like that's usually what happens too. It's like we're a bunch of trans people. We're a bunch of trans girls that want to be men in some high school in Ohio that just happen to be trans, right? No, I have some friends that I've made because of trying to find connections with my illness. And like they don't understand how I'm not in bed all day long. I'm like, because you're a girl, you're predisposed to autoimmune disease. I can take androgens. You'd turn into a man if you did. I did suggest to one of them, and they like got on it instantly, and they liked it. But I'm like, okay. They recently did the blood work, and their like free T was like 4 times higher than a girl's is supposed to be. I'm like, okay, easy there. What's a Rebecca turns into Rick? You know what I mean? Easy there, Rick. Either they're Hasselhoff. Let's take it easy. I don't find a six-pack on girls particularly appeasing. Does not, wet my whistle. The weird thing with girls that have eating disorders that go into like biggerism, they like want to get bigger at the gym. It's another eating disorder. It's another mental illness of like body dysmorphia. Like they have shoulders that are bigger than mine. I'm like, who is that for? You're controlling your world. I also think in a microcosm, this is very like goy slop centric, telling people to get on high doses of testosterone and to body build and like equating that to success, I think is retarded. And it's subversive and it's disgusting. I would not be on testosterone at all if it wasn't for like literally having inflammation everywhere all the time. And like, you're going to like lie to people and say, what you need is TRT. Like, no, you probably don't, man. What you need is to like stop eating shit and to like, take care of yourself. And I understand it's easier to get on testosterone than to sleep well because it's not your choice a lot of the time, There's even like a normal dose of androgens, like getting on TRT just when the new baby comes, you're starting a family, because of the lack of sleep. It's like a very common thing. You jump on until the baby's sleeping like through the night and then you get back off of it. That's like a thing now that like men are being prescribed by like maybe their wife's OBGYN. I have a whipped friend whose wife does not get up because she says she's an artist. She doesn't make any money. So he gets up in the middle of the night and feeds the baby. He makes $400,000 a year. She doesn't make any money. The house they're living in is his, but he put her name on it. No equity, no down payment. She has zero. She now has two. Was it one? Is it 1.8 or 2.6? I don't remember. Something like. So she now has like over $1 million in equity for free. She walks away. She's made $1 million from marrying a Jewish autist. She's an artist and he's an autiste. The Jews don't believe in divorce. She's batshit crazy, man. I probably said too much information there. I'm not gonna review that because if you like go through the bubble, like the bullet points, it's like that's very specific. I'm like, I know, I should shut up. But that's what happens when you try to like share your life with camera. It's like you're gonna slip up and say, yeah, my I am holding Jews under my floorboard, sir. Yes, they're right over there. It's like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm just trying to, I'm so nervous about it. I just like want to share it with somebody. My friend in Chicago who's sugaring was like basically telling her sister that she was a waitress at Hooters. And I'm like, why would you say that? First of all, you're like 23 years old. And that Hooters is like way past your time. It's like so old. You're tricking yourself. You're trying to get your sister to like guess what you're really doing. You want to tell her. Your conscience is guilty. But that's retarded. You either tell her or you don't tell her. And I don't encourage this behavior. Like daddy issues. It's like, oh, I can go meet strange men, but I can't finish college. I'm a multimillionaire. My family wants me to go to med school. I'll always be rich because I have a trust fund that's like, 8 figures. That's her. And she doesn't do any of that. Instead, she like goes off. Can you imagine like meeting men, strange men, and feeling completely comfortable with that, but not able to go to class on time? Or you're so into that lifestyle that like you also want to get a job just to make friends working at a nightclub. Like this is what you're thinking. I want to meet good people. And at one point she did some work for me, or supposed to. I paid her, and she couldn't do it for like 2 months. She like was afraid to fuck up, so she didn't do it. And she finally sits down to get it done. I paid her already like months ago, and she was not sugaring. She didn't know what to do. She was in a new city, scared. And I said, keep fighting. She found sugaring. I'm like, okay, now she's making a ton of money. Happy for her. But like, hey, do the thing I told you to do. She sits down on the computer to like do this basic like work that I paid her for so that I could give her some money so she could feel better about like, her circumstances. And she somehow within an hour does Molly, and then I don't hear from her for 2 days. Do you see how that's going to end? It's not good, man. There's a reason you don't finish school. You don't face things. You're afraid of failure. But you also are it's so easy for you to meet a stranger and sleep with them. This girl has over $15 million coming to her. I'm not kidding. I'm not a financial literate person. I literally do that for a living. I manage money. I move money around for a living. I evaluate asset classes. And this girl is like meeting strange men, but can't like do some like remedial paperwork for me and submit it for money. I wanted her to set up this thing as like my secretary, and she designated herself as the authorized person, and I needed it to switch out so I could access the account. She locked me out of the system for over a month. I had to literally sit down with her when I visited to get it done because she couldn't like make the phone call. This is insane. Like, this is mental illness. This person's like, it's ridiculous. And they think it's funny. They keep doing the same things. It's not funny. I don't like it. Should I get a G-Wagon? Doug DeMuro says everyone should have a G-Wagon. I don't disagree. But, Doug DeMuro, I like his content. So this is hyper authenticity for like the recent social media. Someone who's just real and likes what they do so much and doesn't try to present in a false way. This is a 1970, I like his whole thing. He started carsandbids.com. I think he made a ton of money. Bought his dream car and all this stuff like that. The people actually want the people like that to succeed. Like they're good, honest people. They're obsessed with something, and obsessed in a way that's not like Elon Musk obsessed or Peter Thiel obsessed in some autistic, unrelatable way that you're just like, what a freak. But then you can't really say anything because they like crush life. This is like, oh, I could see one of my good friends being Doug DeMuro. Like they were like into selling baseball cards when they were a kid. They're obsessed with baseball cards, and they end up like cornering the Mickey Mantle rookie card market or the Mike Trout rookie card market, and they make like a couple $1 million and start their own like arbitrage memorabilia collectible company, and they sell it for $100 million. I'm so happy for them. It's a little jelly, $100 million, but I'm so happy for them. Couldn't happen to a better person. He says buy a G-Wagon, and that all cars, especially SUVs, depreciate to their reliability. Why like a Land Cruiser doesn't depreciate that much. I am super curious about the new. There's like two versions of the Land Cruiser for Toyota. There's like a Japanese one or something, and there's like a US one. I want one of the Chinese cars. Could I steal one of the Chinese cars? Could I fly to China, buy one, and bring it in? How do you think I could do that illegally? Let's extrapolate this. This is like simply not for anyone's benefit other than my enjoyment of the ride. How cool the EVs, like the Xiaomi, Xiaomi, like the cell phone company, they have the cars, or BYD, let's just call it Beyond Your Dreams. What do you think the import tariffs are to Honduras? You label on the manifest it's a Hyperlux or a whatever a hyper that the all-wheel drive Toyota that everyone likes. That's what you say it is. Maybe you have 8 tankers or 8 shipping trucks. They're going to check a couple of them. Maybe they're not going to check all of them, and you just have it in one of those. Maybe one of them's like a faux like parts thing, or like half of its parts, and you hide the car in the back, so like they don't really go through all of it. Maybe pay a fortune to get this done, bribes and everything like, or whatever it is, the infrastructure to actually get this through. But why not? Or better yet, why don't you just have it like taken on a boat from China to like the middle of the ocean, the Pacific, and then have a yacht from Catalina or whatever, you know what I mean? Go out somewhere and meet it. Put the car on the yacht and then take it back to port in Catalina. Is that possible? Can I do that with a Chinese EV or Chinese car? They're cooler than Teslas. They're so much better. They're so much cheaper. Even Elon acknowledges there's a lot of like open source machine learning AI models from China. They're such a competitor, but the cars he doesn't talk about as much because he's confident with the import tariffs he's not gonna have to worry about it. American made. But Teslas are garbage cars. We are living in a world where the deflationary aspect of everything from technology also affects the utility of the user's experience being irrelevant to the driving, but more just like the amenities. But the amenities are so easy. Just lock into an iPad and you're good. 15-minute drive, hour-long drive, you're fine. You don't need much. You're going to be on your phone most of the time anyway. So the luxury cars, I find there's a struggle there. Do you really want to take your car on a 3-hour drive all the time? I know a lot of people do. Like Doug DeMuro would say, I love driving. But the actual utility of the car is maximized when you aren't driving. Like that is the end is your resolute conclusion that the car does everything and you just sit there. The problem with this is your purpose is you're building the obsolescence of your utility function of purpose, which is happiness. The utility of happiness, or the utility of, I'm inverting the argument, the utility of being a human being is purpose. And that brings happiness. You take away purpose, there is no happiness. Tonight, I really wanted to be happy at dinner with strangers. A couple of my friends with strangers, I hated them. And my friends for being on the phone. I was like, what? Come on. Nice restaurant, too. It makes you almost want to drink. It made me miss my fiance who passed away a few years ago. It made me miss a time where I remember sitting on our steps and watching people. We like people watch when we were at a dinner or something, or like we were just looking out. And it was nice to see the world where from our vantage point, it was like we weren't in that world. We weren't going to the thing that everyone had to go to. We were like, we would indulge in something but not finish if we didn't like it. We never felt forced or obligated. Everything was beautiful. Like we were in our own little cocoon. And I have a feeling, even though she was obsessed sometimes with watching Gilmore Girls and Law and Order SVU over and over again. How many times do you watch rape shows? Like how many in a row so you get like the sustenance you need for the day? I don't think she'd like this world. I don't think she'd like OnlyFans. I don't think she'd like this hyper like digitization of everything where people are like not happy just being still. She would write in mole books with a pen. When she died, I was like, is she, sometimes you have these like real weird, it's very intense. It's like you know someone for 5 years and you like expect to marry them and they die suddenly. It's like, you hear things, like especially when it's dark, like you're like you're like hyper vigilant, psychosomatic, grief, all these things like, the door slightly moves. It's a windy night, wind chimes. It's like very like mystical, magical. Sometimes I feel like you're reaching out into the void. What's the French phrase? Joie de vide, like the call of the, or l'appel du vide, the call of the void. That's where like you're on an edge and you think about jumping off. Like it's very common for people like, what if I, But this is more like you're trying to reach and make a connection. That's where all those like fake mediums make their money when people die, and then you call them up. It's like, yeah, my fiance that I love more than anything, life itself, passed away. Very, very sad. And they're like, oh, let me find her. Did she have long hair? And you're like, oh, yes. And then you're like, think about it later, like, what an idiot I am. Like, did the girl have long hair? My God. My credit card wasn't working a couple times. I remember like calling the medium and they kept calling me back. Oh, your card didn't declined. I'm like, oh shit. I felt so like disrespectful. Like this person was helping me. Like this person was scamming me in the most honorable way. But I had to give them money. I paid them. But that's a funny way of like calling someone because like you're a scam artist. And you're a scam artist and you have to be nice to them because like that's how you make your money, talking to people who like are grieving, and you're just like, you just want your $100 so you can like whatever he does. I don't know. It's probably some like weird subversive homosexual racket. All the mediums, the fake mediums online. I don't know. Maybe that's cruel, but maybe it's just dead on balls accurate. The yes, you look for that, and I was in Maryland visiting her mom, who had to tell that her daughter passed away, which was unbearable. I just like cried for days, but not to be like too much like bring it up. I don't know why I'm talking. I can talk, I guess, about whatever I want. I was at her house. I was sleeping in her bed within days of her passing away. I was in Savannah, Georgia. My friend flew me in because I was so distraught. Flew to Savannah, Georgia, where he was like filming something. I was in the Garden of Good and Evil. Again, trying to find her in the most holy places. I was crying constantly. I was so mad at myself. I was so angry, or felt so pathetic, or like how I what could I have done. In Maryland, sleeping in her like bed from high school, and on a like a night where like the wind chimes and it's very windy. It's not stormy, it's just windy outside. It's like, I almost feel like when people die, if you believe in like something beyond this, they don't know that they're dead right away, or it's very confusing. They're not instantly like aware. So you're distraught and they're not there for you. And you really wish they were. I had dreams shortly after she died, like the very first dreams of like looking at me from the house I was renting, in Austin, Texas on Lake Travis from the view of the ceiling, looking down at myself. The dreams were like that. Like I was looking at myself from the ceiling, which is a weird, almost like that's where the camera would be, but maybe that's where like a spirit would be. Like I was viewing it from her. She was trying to find me or say goodbye, or she was trying to see me because she was upset. I'm sure she knew that she hurt me a little bit. I rented, because I didn't want to go back to my life just yet. I rented a house in Baltimore to get away for like a good month. And I was by like the pigs, the butcher area. I don't know what they call it, slaughter. Like a nice area, but like in Baltimore, there's a nice neighborhood. There's like nice townhouses, and there's a ghetto right next door. Like there's a beautiful park, but there's a guy selling heroin in the park. And in the morning, you see a line for good heroin like around the corner into this alley. It's crazy. That's where Baltimore is. And The Wire, yeah, and a show I haven't watched. I should. I did. The cop from that show went on something called The Affair, which is an unbelievable show. You should watch it. That's an amazing show. That's like kind of reminds me of the Before Sunset, like kind of the long Julie Depley, Ethan Hawke like love story through time, kind of like that, because it's just such a long show through their lives, and the consequences of things and how they affect the future. But in Baltimore, not far from Edgar Allan Poe's grave, like within blocks, I remember one night, I had like this screaming sound in my head, like a thought that wasn't mine. Like it came into my conscience. It was like, fight or write. She was a writer. I enjoyed story writing. I have a bowling trophy from middle school, best story writer, most logical thinker, another bowling trophy, and best story writer. I also won best goalie, but they ran out of trophies, so they couldn't, put that on a plaque for me. The sentiment is enough. I allowed like 2 or 3 goals or something like that over like 4 years, like whatever middle school is. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I don't know. Whatever. One goal was disallowed because someone sweep kicked me when I was doing like the kickoff, and like they just took out my leg and I dropped the ball and they scored, and they thought that was cool, and all the teachers knew how good I was at goalie, and they're like, no. And if my mom had not pushed away my dad, a 6'6", unbelievable agility, Team USA, could it be? Maybe I'd be in the Premier League or something. I was a freak. I was excellent I was an excellent goalie. I was like a protector of the realm. I was like fucking Holden Caulfield on that thing. Nothing's getting by me. But no, my mom surrounded me with the estrogen Rockettes. No men. She hated men. Thanks, Mom. 6'6", 220 pounds. Wonderful. My mom just gave me like post-traumatic stress disorder, I guess. It's like the last thing she gave me. Yeah, but so fight or write. I almost said her name. Fight or write, I heard her say, like in my head. So I don't know. I was feeling sorry for myself. Kind of sounds like I feel like that right now. I'm just reminiscing, I think very fondly of her these days and everything. But going back, just thinking about like the way life is now, like the way people live, I don't know if it would be for her. The modern world, like she was not supposed to. Like her life contract, if you believe in such a thing, was not supposed to be that long. Fight or write? So tonight when I'm frustrated with people, and you could do like, oh, I could go do cocaine and go clubbing. I could drink. I could do whatever it is. All these things to distract myself. I was like, well, why don't I just like talk? Why don't I do some writing, play some chess? Less like just staring at a screen and more just like proactive solutions to like how like disgusted I am with the way like people are. Yeah. Just like accept that like I don't like this, and maybe I'm also part of the problem, and maybe I should like really take weekends off away from my phone so I can like be okay. I think part of it's the withdrawal from the phone that like hurts you. But if you start to like step away from your phone more and more often, I'm trying to put it on silent for like the first few hours of the morning. And that's when most people call you, because it's before like things get going. But if you do that, I think if you were to take weekends off or like very light usage, you won't feel as like icky, or depressed or whatever it is. Like you feel like you're missing people. You'd feel like, I don't know, more at peace. Let's see what's going on with the who's on tonight. We got Clav or anyone who's kicking it back on Kick. Clav's beating Asmongold. Why does he just wear a Montclair puffer in Miami? How cold is it in Miami? Let's find out. Because is it just for the mogging? Like, because it's like, it looks like patent leather and it's shiny. Let's see here. Oh, Miami. Just Florida, doesn't matter. 70 in Los Angeles. Come on, give me another. Miami. Here we go. 52. Okay. All right. Fair enough. It's not effectual. It's like he's dressed like George Costanza. I'm like, all right. And Asmongold's in his basement. Or he's playing some game in his basement. You ever imagine if he's like doing an IRL, like real life thing, like walking around, like dabbing a pose, you know? That wouldn't be so bad. I think that would be fun. He's like really arrogant. He's like Neon in public in terms of his like general, how he looks, you know, just very awkward. But then he's really arrogant and he's like, not you, ho. I wasn't talking to you. You're her friend? Yeah, tell her to go home. I want you. That would be hilarious. Like that's the cool flex. Like if Destiny owned what a freak he is, it's like, I love being a cuck. It's like my favorite thing. Like, you don't even know what you like, Nick Fuentes. You haven't tried it. Like, that would be like kind of like a funny diss. Because again, it's like more real. Hiding from yourself and being ashamed and like avoiding talking about like the way you are when it's already out in the public. Come on. That's just like so... That's so bullshit. Like the cope, whatever. It's like cap or it, like just be like own it. You know? I actually don't like that everyone has an insurance policy when they talk about like current events that are a bit like incendiary. You know, like, hey, what could you possibly say that's worse than Nick Fuentes? Again, I like his take on Epstein, but like from a PR perspective, what's worse than like, dude, the guy's fucking awesome. He liked like top tier young pussy. He's not a pedophile. He's an ephebophile. There's a difference. Like that's the take. So you have to run insurance and qualify everything you say when that's out there, and he's the most popular streamer, like one of them, top 5 probably. Like that's insane. Like, well, I shouldn't really say that because he's saying that. You should be able to say what the fuck. You should say that you like think about fucking your grandma from her old pictures, like when she was like a pinup girl in the 1920s. Like that would be okay compared to that. But everyone's like running like kind of a, I don't know. I have to buy insurance for everything I say. What is the cancel culture that isn't like about like anti-Semitism or whatever, like saying the word retard, like it's all going to come back, I'm sure. But talking about just like things already out there, and just giving your opinion, Epstein's life does look cool. I do think it's interesting that in the picture dumps, he's like always wearing sweatpants, but like it's not a candid photo. It's like a photo shoot. I'm out in my sweatpants and I want someone in slippers and I want someone to take my picture. Do you know what I mean? It's like so weird. It's like they're not paparazzi pictures. He's literally posing. There's one picture of him in sweatpants and like a t-shirt in front of like his Bentley and he's leaning on it and he's like looking off. Like, it's like, what is this? You look like you just got out of bed. It's so funny. It's like, it looks candid, it looks nonchalant, but like it's just hilarious, man. It's hilarious. If you watch his Bannon interview, his comportment is so like, how does he blackmail you? He's so nice. I guess like if blackmail was involved, like Lex Westner, who allegedly had a homosexual relationship with that led to him managing $46 million and a family foundation. Not managing money per se, but like the facilitation of the donations and stuff like this. So the actual administration of the foundation. And he like stole $46 million, but he doesn't go to the police because he like picked Wexner because Wexner is like a pushover, like a introverted homosexual that's very timid. Brilliant to do that, to steal from. But in 2007, where Wexner said this, Epstein already had hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's kind of like, it wasn't that. He didn't take 46 million and turn it into 600 million. That's not what happened. It's just like, obviously there's blackmail going on. But again, the blackmail is like, there's a perfect email where he's talking to like his secretary about Michael Saylor, Eskimo Brothers, Georgetown, and how he's too autistic to work over. Like he doesn't have any vices. He doesn't really like women per se. He's very boring. And I'm like, work over in terms of getting like compromat on. So that's like one of the most explicit emails of like intent versus like the like kind of, although like there are girls, he likes young girls. Yeah, but what is he trying to do? Like, what is the bigger picture? And then how do you invert the argument to his wealth? Well, you can insinuate, or you can imply, it's implied that there's some sort of reciprocity. And why aren't the police involved? Like Lex Westner and the 46 million. Why say that publicly but not actually go to the police? Ironic that the state can't just pick up those charges from the very statement. But again, you have to have a witness. You have to have someone willing to press charges, I guess, to show up. Like a girl can have bruises all over her face of her like black boyfriend beating her up, but he has to face her in court, and she has to point to him and say, "Yes, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, racist. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry." It's like, okay, well, what is the thing? Like, these guys are so famous, so successful. The consequences are so much more than money. It's like there is no reciprocity. Like you tell the FBI that this person's like this, their life is still ruined. So you help Epstein and like donating to weird foundations. So he uses tax shelters where it's like you're not really donating money to like Epstein's LLC or his fund. You're like sending money into offshore oblivion as like a donation for some weird like science project that's not real. And that is the payoff. Well, I got this picture of you with this 16-year-old girl. It's kind of unsightly because in the States, that is, or on the island, is it international waters? I'm so confused. But if they're American citizens, I guess it doesn't matter. It's still, I don't know. I guess that's what it is. Anything that happens to Americans, that's like the Binance guy, like said there was no fraud in like U.S. Binance. Like he tried to do it that way to say you can't really prosecute me because no one's afraid of Interpol as much as they are afraid of the U.S. Justice Department. And Yeah. It's weird. So you're just like picking people that like literally have everything to lose, and the police doesn't stop the information from coming out. And then it becomes a national security issue. And then the U.S. government gets sick of him, or he shoots above his belt a little too much, and we kill him. It's definitely weird. The federal charges is just a weird thing. The whole thing is just a weird case. It shows you that there's a disconnect between local authorities and like the FBI and like they're not always talking with each other. Otherwise, the Palm Beach thing wouldn't have happened, I don't think. Yeah, it's complicated like that. The one part of my brain that's like not affected from inflammation is like I can talk a little bit, but if I like do some like math, I'll like get exhausted, and like it'll actually make my joints swell, and then like I have to like lie down, like looking at my spine will get sore. Isn't that crazy? This is like a natural skill that God gave me to like just talk. But like doing other things in my brain cause the inflammation to actually come back. Like, you mean working hard? I'm like, no, it's complicated. It's very complicated. I don't think people like put ice packs on their upper spine to avoid neuroinflammation just because they're doing math problems. Anyways. How long have I been going? Let's see. Just curious. Yeah, I just want to see how long I've been going. Why is this always so hard? Just go to the channel. Just want to see how long I've been doing it. Doesn't tell me. It's very annoying. I just want to know. It's very, very obnoxious. How's the chat going? How's the two people watching? How are you doing? Doing good? It's good to hear. I hope you guys are having a great evening. 2008 G-Wagon. You guys can get it for 40 G's on eBay. What you want is the boxy. There's an elegance to this. There's something nice about like, oh, everything's just like, the new Range Rovers are they're fucking gross, man. They're all just like smooth. They look like dildos. A good boxy SUV, like the Countach, like the older Lambos, there's something about like the imperfection of aerodynamics. An SUV is not supposed to be aerodynamic, you know? It looks actually kind of gay. Like the Ferrari Persengua looks horrible. Horrible. You want an SUV to look like the Tumbler, or you want an SUV to look like a tank. A Hummer is a little contrived, and so I can see people not wanting that. But that's kind of what you want more than, the new stuff. G-Wagons, exactly. The Defender. Defenders are so cheap in Britain. Here, you try to get one, oh my God, they're like $100,000. Funny story, my half-brother, his wife, gets into his Defender he bought, whatever, obviously used, and the brakes don't work. She's pregnant, and she has to drive off into a ditch, and she's fine. But, like, she basically almost killed the guy. Like, he punched him in the face when she got home because, he buys these cars, and it looks like a normal SUV, and he's an enthusiast. He likes these things. He's an outdoors person. Not about Ferraris. It's about fun stuff like that, yeah. She wrote 2 Nickelodeon shows. I can't tell you what they are, but she's a good writer. So yeah, we have, and he was my half brother was a very good singer at his wedding, excellent singer. We have like a Renaissance family, very talented people with different skill sets all over. Like it's not all about like, oh, this is what you do for a living. There's lots of these like hobbies, you can do. You can indulge the arts. It doesn't have to just be like, this is what I do for money. Like, that's not who you are necessarily. That's just like your indentured cuckness because of the system that is, you know? Life does not allow you to like kind of drift a little bit. You know, take a year off sabbatical from school. You should take as much time actually between like prep school. I would actually argue take some time off after like freshman year or something and get some perspective. I can see being like going into the world after prep school and being disenchanted by going back to school. I think you should do like freshman year or something, or sophomore year, and then really take some time. That's why there's always the what do you call the abroad programs, junior year, because they want you like they feel like it's safe for you now. But if you go to prep school, it's a little bit different because you've been like in dorms for a while. They feel like it's safe for you now to like to venture off. I personally think if you go to prep school, college should be 2 years. That's 6 years, 8 years in fucking 6 years is enough in a dorm. 6 years is enough. 8 years of your life in school, like informal education from like a top tier boarding school to like a top tier university, reading classics and like you're a liberal arts major, disgusting. If it's going to be 4 years, then you get like to have a specialty. And you don't have to declare your major your sophomore year. It should be like junior year. And instantly you have this hyper-accelerated like MBA thing. That's it. Law school, MBA, whatever, pre-med, whatever. That's it. Because it's like 8 years. You went to Andover or Groton or whatever, even a retard school like Avon Old Farms. You went to one of those prep schools and then you have to go to school for 4 fucking years and live in a fucking dorm. You're over college by like freshman year. You're over it. You really are. Sophomore year, you're just like, it's like your job, you know? It's just like, okay, I have to do this because it's $100,000 a year now for this top university. And this is what I have to do. This is my parents want me to do this so I can have my union card and go work on Wall Street or whatever. It's fucking nuts, man. It's like, you should be able to go out sophomore year, junior year, and like people are on death row. You can have a choice. You can either finish school or you can kill someone or try to kill them. And if you do that and you succeed and you kill them, you don't have to finish the next 2 years, because at this point you've gone to a top tier prep school. You had unbelievable marks. Your aptitude tests are exceptional because now you're at a top tier university. You are in like this like upward trajectory. You have not dropped out of school. You're not a drug addict. You're doing well. And you have to do 2 more years of school? 2 more years of studying liberal arts bullshit? No, if you kill someone, you are ready to like go out into the real world and like rent an apartment. You're ready for that at that point. So that should be the test. They take you like the General Zaroff, the most dangerous game. Take you to an island. If you kill one of the people that are on death row, you don't have to like do those bullshit senior elective classes. Those are all taken off. It's like that's your abroad, hyper accelerated island, General Zaroff, gun, the hunt, go get them. Just you want to shoot pedophiles, now's your shot. You talk about it on the internets, but you don't actually do it in real life. That's the problem. You want to make a difference? Here's your shot. Shoot guys. If you shoot someone in the fucking head when you're like 20 years old, you can then have a job. You can go pay your taxes. Then that's enough. You don't need fucking 2 more years where you're taking some bullshit class like. Senior electives are weird, like the history of Star Wars, some like women's lib bullshit thing about like Georgia O'Keeffe and whatever the fuck, or the Mapplethorpe exhibit, all this fucking nonsense. It's just puffery. It's so like, it's masturbatory. It really is. It's like it's a pompous this is what I'm doing, and then like, oh, it's just you're only there for to slam like freshman girls. It's all you're doing. Like it's the only incentive. You're so over it. But I digress. Do you think Netflix will get so bad that they ask Jason Bateman to come back and do Ozark, like reboot it? Like it's going to get so woke and the shows are so bad, they have no-hit shows, that they're just going to start rebooting older shows, and Ozark might come back. And it's going to suck because like there's nothing else to say, because like that young girl, that was brutal. And they're going to try to replace her with someone. It's not going to work. And the writers are going to be like very indifferent to people's needs. And like new things will be on TV, like Killing People for Real or like Death Row Running Man shit. And like you're just not interested in those shows anymore. And people's like attention spans are so short that you don't even watch TV shows. TV shows now have the two screenwriters where like they're thinking that everyone has their phone in their hands, so they have to like tell people what's going on in the show over and over and over again. It's like an extreme version of why anger management didn't work back in the day in streaming, because you had to watch the previous episode to understand what's going on in the next episode. Now they just like tell you. So if you are paying attention, you think the show sucks because the writing's awful, but it's not really for you. With the good attention span that's healthy and hasn't been saturated and destroyed by your cell phone. It's for the retards that are like on their cell phone watching something else or 10-second videos while watching the show. Nielsen ratings don't even make any sense anymore. They should all be fractional reserves. Kind of like Jim Crow laws. You have like 1/4 the vote because you're also watching like gay porn on Reddit or something like that, and like red gifs while you're watching, I don't know, The Office reruns or something. And they someone is telling you that this is the way life's supposed to be, and you're like supposed to just take it. Like, oh, this is what this is what it's supposed to be. Like, I should be happy. I have my iPad. I have my Netflix subscriptions. I pay my rent. I can go eat like cheeseburgers whenever I want. This is what they think you're like. That's all you need. At the same time, they're flying around in private jets, picking girls from Instagram and saying that one. Not looking at their phone at all, emailing each other. They talk through email, talk about like attention. Like they're just like, next fortnight, I will send you a message by my pigeon. Some guy has a Cocker Spaniel because he's like different, and that takes the message. They are long form. They savor life. The goy in their phone. Yeah. They have it made, man. They have it made. They got us all fooled. Just work hard. Work hard and don't pay attention to the connection between Erica Kirk's family, her father's ties to the Mossad, Ghislaine Maxwell, the Bush family dynasty. Just don't pay attention to any of it. Just work hard, and you too can be middle class and die with nothing. Yeah. You want to complain? Oh, here, just tweet. You're good. You don't need to do anything in real life. Just tweet it. You think Elon Musk should die? Oh, fabulous. Go for it. Just tweet it out. You think Trump's a pedophile? Wonderful. Go. Here you go. Here's an audience for you. We're going to have some bots just like your post so that you feel good about it. And then you don't do anything in real life because you got your fix. You got off on the algorithm liking your shit. So now you have that affirmation. You don't actually need to go to the White House and protest. So Trump can sleep soundly. Yeah. Oh, you think those people are real that you're talking to in your circle jerk online? You're like 4chan remnant? No, they're all bots designed to make you not do anything in real life. Yeah, it's a circle jerk of you and bots. You're basically in a shitty, like, poor man's version of Westworld. Yeah. Oh, that hot second grade teacher you like, you're taking her picture through ChatGPT and putting on like hot girls, different bodies, skinny, fat, big boobs, small boobs, jerking off for 8 hours a day. Yeah, that's what they want you to do. That's the point. Yeah, I know. They're picking girls from catalogs and flying them in, and you're doing that. Dude. The whole goal is to make you just not know how fucked you are. They want you to be like doped up. Iran-Contra. Fentanyl comes from Venezuela, really? Okay. Sure. Largest holder of our T-bills are Japan and what? China? The people that send the fentanyl here? Maybe to get back from the opium trade policies under, was it Teddy or Franklin? Whatever. Okay. Sure. We still let them buy our bond. We're doing loans that way, and we're paying them interest. Sure, of course, but they're killing our future workers that we don't really want to pay anyway because they would demand too much money. So we're bringing in a bunch of Indians, of course, and that's good because of meritocracy. Of course it is, because Elon Musk says so. Of course. Dude, you got to get off the internet, man. You got to get off the fucking internet. Hypocrite as I am. I need to know how long I've been streaming. This is really annoying. Let me see. I can't tell. It won't tell me how long I've been streaming. I have to should I go to YouTube? Boy, that's annoying. Oh, I need to know how long I've been streaming. $20. 50 minutes? I've been talking for an hour? Yeah. Good for me. I do this thing where I bite my tongue. I'm like, I'm sure you've seen it. I don't notice it. Obviously, I don't look at myself, but that's people say that they make fun of me. They're like, get really excited, like a little kid that holds his penis. I'm like that. I put the tongue like Michael Jordan or something. That was really gay. What if gay people did they're really excited and being really gay? They're like, I don't know. That's stupid. It's kind of gay. That's like a shot. So gay GIF the other day, two basketball players. It's just it looked like an HIV PrEP commercial. There was a PrEP commercial that Anna Hachian talked about. A black woman is on a HIV PrEP commercial. What do you think that means? It's insinuating the down low brother thing, that your black boyfriend might be a down low fag. So, get checked out. Maybe you as a black woman needs to be on PrEP in case your boyfriend has lips and has the phenotype, that he looks like Caleb Williams. Yeah. So food for thought. All right. Well, I don't know. Should I call it a night? When I do an hour, I feel good. That's sufficient, I think. I think. Asmongold stopped. What's Clav doing? He's eating fast food shit. Whatever. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I shot my load, proverbially speaking. Wish everyone well.